Hello, everybody. Welcome to Zentangle Explore. I am Esther Piszczek. I am a certified Zentangle teacher, and I am super happy that you are here to draw with me. So we are going to draw a Zentangle pattern really, really slowly, so slowly. So if you have a pen and you have a little piece of paper, then you have all the tools that you need to relax and create and explore. We're going to do a brief meditation, and then we'll draw for a long time. And I am super excited that you're here. So if you'd like to just get nice and comfortable in your seat, take a breath and close your eyes if you'd like. I'm going to close mine and just settle in. We're going to allow all the thoughts, all the tension, anything in your environment that's making noise or calling to your attention. We're just going to picture it at the top of our heads. And then as we inhale, and then exhale, we'll watch it just float slowly, so slowly, down past our eyes, past our nose, past our mouth. Continue to inhale and exhale, noticing that breath. Each time you get to the exhale, take all of those things. Continue to allow them to float so gently, down, 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 past your neck and your shoulders, your upper arms, your elbows, your forearms, your wrists, your torso, your hands. Inhaling, little stop. Exhaling, little stop. Continuing to notice that cycle of breath that is with us always. Allowing any thoughts or tension or distractions continue to float down past your hips, your thighs, your knees. Falling, falling, ever so softly, past your shins, your ankles, your heels, your toes. Noticing that breath. Where is the inhale? Where is the exhale? And continuing to follow those things that you just relaxed right out of your awareness. Follow them down into the earth, sinking lower and lower and lower, turning into food for the flowers, nourishment for the trees, minerals for the earth. Noticing on that inhale, perhaps a lighter sense, perhaps some freedom in the exhale. Allowing that breath to cycle. It cycles in your chest, but can also cycle all the way to the top of your head and down to your feet and up to the ceiling and down to the basement and up to the clouds and down to the roots of the trees. Expanding and expanding. Just following and noticing gentle awareness. As you continue to breathe, start to bring your awareness back to this moment, back to your body. Perhaps wiggle your fingers or toes. Noticing that breath. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and know that whatever we create together will be perfect just as it is. Good job, everybody. Okay, I'm going to change my camera. I'm going to draw. All right, I have a couple of pieces of watercolor paper here of different sizes, just small enough to hold in the palm of your hand. And we have many pieces because we may decide that we want to draw on many pieces. And I have a number of pens. You could be using a ballpoint pen. I have a 01, I have a 08, which is a little bigger. I have a brush pen. I have a Sharpie, graphic one. I have a 005, which is smaller, all kinds of pens. So whatever you want to draw with today is absolutely perfect. And just remember that we are going to be drawing really, really slowly. So this pattern is called Beadlines by Margaret Bremner. It's a CZT. And we're going to start out at a corner or somewhere off the page. And we're going to draw a very slow line. It can have some movement in it. It can be whatever you want it to be. I'm going to stop mine short of going off the page. You can follow across the end of the page, or you can stop yours as well. And along that line, I'm going to put some orbs or beads. So slowly, so gently. Very, very light hold on your pen. Just watching that ink flow onto the page. This class is all about exploring. It's your opportunity to take the idea of the pattern and make it your very own. We chose a really simple pattern today to allow us to really dive into how this pattern might show up differently. It consists of a line and some orbs. And if this is pleasing, you can continue to draw them just like this. And they come in a number. So this is, they could be by themselves, or you could draw them as I am with kind of three sort of together, or multiples, more than three. So the length of the line or lines, the thickness of the line, the weighting of the line, the number of beads, the arrangement of beads relative to each other on one line or across the lines, the size of the beads. So many things to vary and explore. So slowly. The shape of a line. The shape of the orb. Does it need to be a circle? Does it need to be fully colored in? Whatever question or inclination is in your head says, what if we do this? You have the power to answer that question and find out what happens if you do that, whatever that is. Sometimes it's really fun to just let go of the specifics of what you might want to be creating and just fall in love with watching the pen move on the page. And then noticing with gentle awareness in your breath what the pen is doing. And not judging or thinking, but I wanted the pen to do this. Pen is doing something else. Just saying, huh, well, that's kind of wild. I wouldn't have expected the pen to be moving like this. And look what a cool thing it's doing. I wouldn't have thought of that on my own. I'm really glad I just gave the pen permission. Just give it permission and then watch and wonder to see what's created when you weren't paying, well, not really not paying attention. You are paying attention, but when you weren't giving direction, you just let go and surrender to the process of breathing. Breathing and drawing, watching the ink move so slowly onto the page. What happens when you let go and surrender and say, I honestly don't really care what is going to show up? It's such a place of freedom to release that control, to allow whatever wants to come into form to just become right in front of your eyes with very little input from you. And this pattern is so simple that it's a really wonderful opportunity to really See how incredibly relaxed your hand can be as you draw. How lightly, what kind of feather like touch can you have as you hold the pen? Rick Roberts and Maria Thomas, who are the co founders of Zentangle, say that you should hold your pen so lightly that if somebody came into the room and tried to pick up your pen while you were drawing, it would just easily float out between your fingers. Hold it that lightly. It is something that I continue to practice. Traditionally have quite the grip on my pen. This is a beautiful pattern we're practicing. Now I've been putting 3 beads, but it doesn't have to be 3. It could be 5, it could be 1, it could be 2, it could be 2.5. It could be 1 bead per line, just 1. Whatever it is you want to create, you have a pen and you have permission to use that pen however you want, in whatever way is calling to you right now. Because nobody, especially not me, is going to look at what you draw and say that you did it wrong. Because there is truly no way to do this wrong. 0. You can start a new exploration anytime you like. And another little piece of paper. With a different colored pen. You could start drawing with a highlighter or crayon. You could get out a large piece of paper. You're drawing so slowly. You find yourself speeding up, maybe getting excited about a new idea. Know that there's lots of time. No need to rush. The lines will come onto the page in perfect time and so much more enjoyably if you're present while they pile up. Just exploring. Nothing else to do. Say, I have a line. I have an orb. How does it want to express itself? Really slowly. So we've been drawing a line, drawing orbs. What if you drew your orbs first and then your line? What if your orbs were squares or rectangles or triangles? What if they connected to each other instead of lining up separately? What if they're ovals or egg shapes? Every time we create, we're creating something brand new. It's never been created before, ever, and will never be created again. I think it's very easy to judge our work and criticize it and say, well, it doesn't look like this or it should have looked like that. But we really think about and appreciate that what was just created whether it's pleasing or not pleasing, that it's an original in all the world, its very own unique expression. And that expression came through you, through your hand, through your imagination, through your pen. And that is something beautiful to be celebrated and acknowledged and honored. The blessing of having a hand, a piece of paper, and a pen, and some time, careful attention to creating something brand new. What if your line started in the middle of the page and never got to the other end? What if your line was broken in the middle somewhere? Just exploring because we can. It is, in fact, what humans do best. Exploring, finding out new things, new experiences. I taught a youth class this week through community education to 9 through 13-year-olds. Actually, there are 9 through 12. And I taught tile number 1, which is our standard starter tile for Zentangle introduction. And I've taught that tile hundreds of times, so many times. And what amazes me is that I teach that tile and I still have students doing something brand new that I've never seen done before in any of my classes. And it happened this week. And I even did something brand new that I'd never done before in one of those patterns. It just illustrated for me the power of creativity. And we all have so much inside of us, just waiting to come out. All we have to do is allow. So you can ask yourself, is there something that I'm wanting to create that I've been afraid to create for some reason? I feel like maybe somebody will judge me. Excuse me, or think something badly about me. I know creating this thing will bring me joy, but it also is a little scary. What would happen if you just allowed and said, you know what? I want to create it so much that I don't care anymore what somebody says. Maybe somebody will think that I'm simple. Maybe somebody will think that I'm wasting my time. Maybe somebody will think that what I'm creating is no value. But if creating that thing really brought you immense joy, then that joy is the value that you are finding in it. And I would suggest that what anybody else has to say about it is of no consequence. I'd also suggest that if it brought you joy, very likely that somebody else in the world will also find joy through your creation. Not everybody, but there will be others. Joy is contagious. If you are feeling joy, then you are automatically bringing joy to others, even if they never, ever, ever see what you create. And that is magical. All you need to do is say yes. That creative spark inside that says, hey, what if we do this? That beautiful, imaginative part of you has all kinds of lovely ideas. that you have the power to say yes or no or never or always. You have the hand and you have the pen and you have the supplies. I'd imagine a part needs some help. And you are its help. And you are helping it right now because you have a pen and you are creating. And that is amazing. And you're doing it so slowly. Such gentle awareness and attention. Beads on lines. Breathing and breathing. Exploring every thought that comes, even the ones that you say, I don't know about that. That sounds kind of whacked. How do you know? How do you really know? Until you see it executed. Some of my very best ideas are things that I said, that is just won't work. And then I find out that, oh my gosh, it does. And I like it. And other people like it. And I never would have created it had I listened to that critical part that said, don't do that. That would be silly. That would be a waste of time. I'm so glad over and over and over again that I listened to that voice less and less and less. I imagine that if you took this simple pattern and you chose to draw it 50 times this week, or maybe for the month, you would continue to find new ways to draw and explore it. I'm always astounded when people do new things in class, and I really shouldn't be at this time after teaching for 10 years now. But there's always another way. There's always another way. Creativity gives us endless solutions. And just tap in, and tell that voice that says don't bother to just pipe down. Pipe down. Take a rest, little voice. working so hard, being critical. Just relax. Let's breathe. Inhale and exhale. Let's see what our pen wants to create next. I love when I get to the point of drawing where I forget what my actual purpose is. I'm so caught up in the lines and how beautiful each stroke is. I just keep going. And I get done and I look at it and I go, ooh, well, that's interesting. I've been thinking about it. That never would have happened. And the fun thing about this is that where we started absolutely doesn't have to be where we end up. And actually, it really shouldn't be if it's an exploration, a true exploration. And if you're concerned about that, you can look at what you're creating and say, well, do I have the basic elements, the essence of where I started? Can I find it? Is it still present in what I'm creating now? I can look at these lines I'm creating right now and say, I have a line, well, I have a little bead at the end. And we started with a line and with beads. So I can say, yes, this looks absolutely nothing like what I started with, what Margaret Bremner's idea of beadlines is. And yet I can say that I am being true to the essence and the form of beadlines because I am drawing both elements, a line and a bead. Just think about how much freedom that gives you. So much freedom. Freedom is a beautiful place to explore. All right. These are my explorations. Hi, everybody. I hope you loved drawing this pattern, Beadlines. And if you'd like to see more of my work, eternalpossibility.com. If you would like to donate to these classes, you are welcome to at PayPal. Oh gosh, I'm not even going to know it. I don't know what I will. It's down below the video. And I hope that you keep drawing and exploring. So Have a nice day.